We have the red Isengard player Rosilti Boromir at the bottom side against the blue Gondor player Dunedain, who is one of the best BFME players, no doubt. I mean, he's normally playing different patches. He was also very good in the patch 1.06, and you know, hopefully with the tournaments for the patch 2.22 we can get also more players playing this patch, more active players, and then host bigger tournaments. I'm actually very grateful because in 2 days we was able to get 16 players in total. I think we can easily run a 32 player tournament for the patch 2.22, and I'm grateful, guys. Thank you for playing it, thank you for giving it a shot. Now the more players, the better it is. Okay, so talking about this map, Firenzeal, as you can see there are like 2 roofs. Oh, the texture here doesn't look very good, but you can creep this easily with the Hobbit. So that's the plan of him. I think he's gonna use Peregrine Took, the full of Took, to clean the goblins, and then you can easily creep this with the soldier, which is a huge deal, because in BFME 1 specifically, getting a level 2 unit at the beginning of the game is such a huge power spike. You will literally become almost invincible. There comes the Elvenwood. That's the advantage of Gondor against Isengard in the game, in the early game. And Isengard was opening with a furnace in Uruk Pit. I personally like this opening a lot. That's a good opening. In the meantime, Dunedain is going to be able to creep uncontested, get yet another farm in the middle. You will have now 3 farms in total, which is very good. And keep moving on. He forgot about this one. That's the problem about the minimap, because on the minimap you don't see the farm behind your castle. Yeah, you can just download patch 2.22. The patch 2.22 comes with a launcher, so if you don't own the game, you can click on download button and the launcher is gonna do everything for you. It should be just set in stone, you know? I forgot about the spot too. Yeah, experience thing. Unfortunately, because it's just too close to the castle, you can't make it visible on the minimap. It is so it is though. We have also outposts on this map. I think it's one of my more favorite maps. I also enjoy the Forts of Brunnen one. They are not very big, they are not too small, you know. You have enough settlements. You should fight this. There is no reason to not fight this, by the way. Only 3 units remaining from the battalion. Every second he's wasting is gonna be good for Dunedain, because he's creeping a lot. Would you look at that? He was creeping this goblin layer, now moving on to the warg layer, and getting almost a level 4 soldier battalion at the beginning of the game. They're gonna be painful to deal with later on. What Dunedain can do is don't fight with them at this point, just wait a little bit, because later on Isengard will definitely recruit multiple pikemen to counter your cavalry, and then you can, send the soldier forward, and this soldier can definitely smash multiple pikemen in a second. When you buy an Amazon, isn't it too old to play on mod? No, I'm using also modern PC. No problem to play it on. Okay, I mean, unfortunately for him, he didn't see that, but he was able to see it now. He was building a post gate. He can get out there and get the settlement. But it's okay though. I mean, he has still 3 farms outside, which is very good. Shanks, have you ever tried Lord of the Rings Conquest? No, I haven't. To be honest, that's the first and only Battle for Middle Lord of the Rings RTS games I've ever played. I've not played any other Lord of the Rings game. I enjoy this not only because of Lord of the Rings, but also because of the RTS aspect. It's my most favorite genre, I like RTS a lot. And it's like a bonus that it's based on the Lord of the Rings.
Together, knights, come. Press on.
Why not playing BFME 2? We might do that later on. We have actually a tournament going on for all BFME games at the same time. Yesterday night I was streaming BFME 2 The Rise of the Witch King between Smoky and AWHW, the semifinals, in the very late show at 11 PM. And today we're gonna have some games in BFME 1, but later on we're gonna also have a BFME 2 game between AWHW and Maximus. Okay, moving on, that's good. Isengard is kind of behind though. The combos, I don't like them. They don't stand a chance against the Gondor Knights. And look at the base from Dunedain. Like, he is going for a stable level 2 very soon. You know, has a lot of money in the bank. Has blades purchased. Armor getting purchased too. And with the level 2, he will also get the chance to buy the Night Shields for additional armor against arrows, which means he can go inside the base of Isengard and cause devastation. When AV or Smog, AV won hardcore. It was actually 3-0. The farm is going to be taken down slowly but surely. In the meantime, you know, Dunedain is taking literally every single creep in existence, which causes him to get a lot of power points unlocked. And now he has 3 power points in the bank after the Elven Wood, which means he will get the chance to, you know, summon the Rangers, which can be used to deal with the pikemen. There we go. Ranger summon. Isengard has not even a power point collected, and that's a very bad start into the game, into the series. And remember, it's a best of 3, so if Dunedain wins the upcoming game, this is going to be a quick best of 3 series, and Dunedain is going to be able to move on. I'm not going to lie, Dunedain is definitely the favorite player in this tournament. He's just way too experienced, but I think playing against somebody who is, you know, way better than you and more experienced than you will also count. It's like a crash test. You know, you will be able to learn way faster, because the thing is, in an RTS game, the early game is the most important stage of the game. Boblogs player 1939, thanks for the primers. For the first time subbing to the channel.
1939 just subscribed. Welcome to Beyond Standards crew.
Thank you, really means a lot. Means a lot, thank you. Polska Grom. Dude, guys, I'm actually impressed. I didn't know that there are so many Polish people playing Battle for Middle-earth 1. That's crazy. And if this is gonna be like a motivation for you, our main coder, the main man behind the patch 2.22 coding and making everything what you can see possible, is actually also Polish. Dimek in the chat is also from Poland. Industry. Yeah, some Urukai can come all they want, they don't do anything. And would you look at that, he was able to save both the soldiers from the beginning of the game. Lourdes, the last man standing, the fighting Urukai, is making his appearance, but what can man do against such a reckless hate? Oh, Lourdes is angry though, look at him. 1v1 against Soldier and Gondana. Oh, wow. Dunedain is popping off, yeah, very strong player. I mean, that's the thing, against good players you can't really make lots of mistakes. Again, the early game is extremely important. You know, when you fall behind with Isengard against Gondor, it's gonna be hard for you to come back. He was just waiting in his space, and he was not putting any pressure on Dunedain, who had a lot of time. Here's the time of his life. He can creep as much as he wants. Okay, so we have the red Gondor player Boromir. You can see he's making a mistake. So one quick tip from me, guys: the second you load into the game, okay, listen to me. The second you load, before you load into the game, you wanna press Q button. You know, the Q button on your keyboard, which causes you to select the units automatically, all of them. And then the second you are in the game, the millisecond you are in the game, you wanna move them out. You don't wanna wait. You wanna, multitasking is the key to victory. So you wanna do multiple things at the same time. But staying in your base for like a 2-3 seconds is not the end of the world. But it's a big improvement if you don't stay, if you move, be active. We have a furnace in Uruk-pit, and he was also capturing this one. And very smart to not capture this one yet. To be honest, I think that's a good matchup for the Gondor faction, because the thing is, the gap between this area and this area isn't that big, and the soldiers from Gondor can just easily reach this area. Warchan is gonna be used. I personally don't like what he did. In my opinion, it's a mistake. I think you can't hold this, right? Because the thing is, as you can see, the settlement is close to the base. So it will protect with one single tower. But what he could and should be doing instead is he should be blocking this area completely. Use land on the spot and just camp here with 2 soldiers and deny him the second lumber mill. Because look what's happening right now. He can't take it down, and he was getting another lumber mill just for free. And not only that, but also he will be able to put now counter pressure on his opponent. So it's like a win-win-win situation. He's creeping, he will get yet another settlement, you know? He will have in total 3 settlements outside. With 3 settlements, lumber mills, you get actually a lot of wood bonus, which causes your buildings inside your castle to be way cheaper. You can fill up your base way before Gondor can. And that's like a dream opening for Isengard. I mean, those small mistakes, being caused by not having enough experience, can definitely be game deciding, you know? It's the first round, you know, what you expect. Like, the thing is, the patch 2.22, I'm very happy about that one. We got actually so many new players into the game. And Dunedain is not a new player, you know, he's been playing this game eventually over 10 years now in total. He's definitely one of the most experienced players in the game, especially in the 1v1 scene. Has eventually played like 500 games more in, 5,000 games more in 1v1 than I did. And while, for example, the Gondor player is a new player, right? He is, you know, kind of new in the multiplayer scene. Would be kind of strange if he would be able to beat one of the most experienced players in the game. But, you know, experience you will gain from losing more than from winning. And I think that's going to be also a great experience. The more tournaments we will host, the more games we will play, the better everyone is going to be able to get. Exclamation mark 2.22 in the chat. If you have 2.22 launcher, you will be able to click on download button and then you just, you know, sit there and watch how you install the game fully. Gondor should win only because he's from Poland. Poland bonus. Poland bonus. We need to add like a Poland bonus to the game. You have like 1.8 multiplier on your resources and like double the command points, you know? And your heroes cost only 50% as much. Like a Poland food bonus. Exactly, there you go. Click on the link. It will count, you know, it will be a launcher. If you have the BFME 1 installed, that's great. If you don't, it will also install the full game for you. He's creeping a lot. I mean, very smart move. Look at the base from Isengard. Look at the difference between this game and the previous game. Look at the Gondor base and look at the Isengard base. Now he has pikemen already to counter the enemy cavalry, and he will be taking over the map very soon. Run, Hobbit, run! That's a brave Hobbit. Okay. I mean, Gondor needs to creep. When you play Gondor against Isengard, what you want to try to achieve with Gondor is you want to get as many power points collected as you potentially can to get the Ranger special summon. That's a very important power spike. If you can't reach this area, reach this point, you will have a hard time keeping map control with your Gondor Knights exclusively. You can't. Long story short, you can't, right? That's why you desperately need barracks or enough power points to summon the Rangers. Otherwise, you will lose map control. And Isengard is a very fast developing faction. So if you don't hurt Isengard's economy very soon, he will be able to develop himself into a monster faction, and he can rush your base in a few minutes. So basically what Isengard can do, he can buy the outpost here, build siege warricks and go for ladders or rams, and then just go to crash the gate or the wall and get inside the genes, you know?
Let's go. Rout the enemy. Let's go.
I mean, you see what I'm talking about? Like, he can just keep doing this. He can keep making more and more pikemen and send them all over the place. He doesn't even need to buy the outpost. He's gonna not waste any time, you know? That's the way you want to play Isengard. You want to be fast and efficient with your time. Pressure causes, like, attention. That's why, you need to understand. When you make a move, you need to ask yourself, what is this move gonna cause? You know, what am I gonna achieve with this move? So, when he sends now one of the, or two of the rams forward, what's gonna happen is Gondor is gonna pay attention to his castle. He has to, which gives Isengard more time to develop, more time to take over the map, you know, creep this, get outpost control, get full map control, and even if Gondor should be somehow able to defend this, he will have nothing left behind, right? While Isengard is still lots of money.
These are Urukai. Their armor is thick and their shields broad.
Look at them walking in the porcupine formation, the Uruks. The Uruks of the West. I mean, he's saying thank you very much for the Alvin wood, so the workers now from the lumber mill have more trees to harvest, you know? Not even a full base yet. And it's also new, you see? Like now when you have that hero, he will be displayed as like blue. So you have like a color differential between heroes you didn't recruit yet, and heroes you have recruited but you lost. What do you guys think about this change? It's like you know, nothing special. It's like a quality of life change, but also made by DMEC, of course. I personally like this, and that's also unique to every single faction. So it's gonna be blue like this for Gondor. For Isengard, it's gonna be white. For Mordor, it's gonna be, you know, red, and for Rohan, it's gonna be, you know, green. So every single faction has some special color design. So green for the Riddermark, red for Mordor, white for Isengard, and blue for Gondor. And look at that, you know, 4 pikemen to protect those 3 rams, and the second they break in, GG, well played. How you wanna kill them? They are almost immune to tower damage, so one tower is not gonna be able to do anything about them. Heavy armor plus forge blades. All he has to do is break in, use war chant on every single one of them, and get inside the jeans. That's the plan. He's trying to defend, but oh, there are just too many pikemen, my friend. There are just too many pikemen. Catapult on the wall, but it's expensive. Gondor is poor. I mean, he has not that much money.
Back on the menu.
He can only buy one. And he buys one. I don't know what. Oh, he's recruiting somebody. Oh, he had like 1600. What happened to his money? Oh, he went for the shields. That's what it is. Shields are horrible choice at this point because shields don't give you any resistance against, you know, pikemen. Heavy armor does. So heavy armor would be a much better choice.
This way. Pikes, this way. No resting.
Okay. The wall has been broken.
Come on. Come on. Spears.
I will represent the men of Gondor.
Polska, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Means a lot. I don't know what that is supposed to mean. I can't understand that. And please, guys, keep the chat in English, okay? It's one of the rules. We don't have many rules in the chat, but one of them is to keep it in English. Okay, Gondor is dropping down to 0 command points in total. He has lost every single
I
unit.
stand in my father's name.
But there comes the last man standing. He stands in his father's name. Boromir, the captain of Gondor. Can he do it? He is getting overwhelmed, you know? Boromir, the last man standing.
We've improved the smithage.
Look at him. Look, Dunedain is ignoring the Boromir completely, you know? He's like, screw you, Boromir. I don't want to fight against you. In the meantime, the objective is, I believe, to make the Gondor wall look like an Isengard wall. Like 0 walls around, open base, you know? All you can eat. GG, well played. Domination. What can we say? I mean, again, no blaming on anybody here. Definitely not. You shouldn't be discouraged about that one because it's expected when you play against Dunedain, who's one of the best players of the game. You can't, you know, expect to win against players like this anytime soon. But again, the more you play, the more you develop yourself, your strategy, your skill, your knowledge about the game, the better you will get. Oh, Boromir. And game over. GG, well played. And that's it, boys.